everybody. Sorry I'm giving you this weird shot, video thing here I got going on, but I don't want you to see where I work, but I will tell you, my name is Jason. I recently, wouldn't say that recent, but about 6 months now I've been vegan. What got me to that point is my mom passing away in July, and realizing what got her to the point that she was at. A long time ago, I became vegan, and I lost my way. One day I was offered to try pastrami, and I was like, wow, what have I been missing my whole life? My parents used to overcook everything as far as hamburger meat, so I never really got to try what a real steak was supposed to be like. Never liked chicken because you had to add stuff to it to make it taste good. Didn't like turkey. Was mostly a vegetarian. Loved my cheese. But anyway, my point is, we all lose our way at some point in time, and if you don't, you're so lucky. When I was younger, I was all about nature. That's it. Didn't care about sports, maybe kickball at school, but baseball, I was awful. I had no hand-eye coordination. I sucked. But I was into nature. I didn't like fighting. Didn't understand why people like fighting. Didn't like to hurt people. Didn't like to hit people. First grade through 6, I was bullied. Who knows where and why it started? Maybe because I was so innocent, but I do know kids are cruel. But I did go to North Palm Beach Elementary, where, back in the time when teachers were allowed to hit students. And when you give that kind of power to a teacher, and it's not in just the parents' hands, that power can be abused. And it was abused. I can name names: Mrs. Spicer, Mrs. Paul, Mrs. Hahn, Mr. Schott. I was put in the closet. I've had the yardstick, at me. I've been chased around with a paddle, put in the closet, I think I said. I've had teachers actually tell students to go after me, and they did. So constantly beat up through like 6th, 7th grade. Then I just became bullied through 7th and 9th or so, and I finally started standing up for myself. And that's actually where I lost my way. It shouldn't be that way. You should always be able to stand up for yourself and still be that good person that you were. But the way I stood up for myself was through intimidation. I started getting into darker music, and that darker music didn't exactly change me, but I realized it scared other people, and it scared the exact people I needed to be away from me. And, back to the vegan part. And I'm going to flip-flop here because I'm driving and I'm focusing on the road and just talking to you. And, my girlfriend went vegan, and she didn't really want to do it, but now she realizes it's definitely good for her, and she wants to focus on it. And I want to focus on not losing my way ever again. Well, I decided to reward her, and let her go out and get some gator tail. And I'm like, you know what? I'll do it too, I'll have that self-control. And I have a lot of self-control. And it takes a lot of self-control to be vegan, trust me. I don't miss any of that food anymore that I used to eat, but trust me, it was hard to fight it at the beginning. And once you do it, it's easy. And there's so many good alternatives out there. My focus is not trying to turn everybody vegan. My focus is to change people's ways of thinking. And my focus for myself was to find my way back to that innocent kid. I mean, I used to catch lizards and put them on the little tomato, cartons. They used to come, the little styrofoam cartons, put a napkin on me, put them to bed, and put them right in the bed next to me and sleep, pet their belly, make them go to sleep on their backs, and wake up next morning and they're still there. I used to take care of all sorts of animals, possums and Oh, many different things. I've had pet armadillos and you name it. I've had all sorts of animals. Just cared for nature way more than I did people. And I lost my way. And when I had that Gator burger, I put it on vegan pizza, right? Makes no sense, right? It was good though. It was really good. And at that time, I thought it was completely worth it. Although it tasted awesome, and I think about it, really wasn't worth it. Because the next day, I'm like, hey, let's go out and try iguana. And where do you get iguana meat, right? I don't know where to get it around here. So what I did, and they're an invasive species here in Florida, so they do hurt rich people's properties, dig holes in their sidewalks, and eat their flowers, whatever. They were brought here just like every immigrant that came to the United States. And they have a right to be here now too, because they were forced here, and they populate, because they breed. That's what happens when you bring things that aren't supposed to be over here, and they take over and kill off our natural species, like cats. But back to the iguana thing. My main goal yesterday, but today is the 3rd, so it was the 2nd yesterday. I said, all right, I want to go have some iguana tail, and I'm going to find one. And I'm damn good at catching anything I put my mind to. The second one I tried for, got it. It was roughly a little over 4 feet. So it had enough meat on its tail to, do what I, wanted to do and eat iguana. And I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill them and not, let them grow, because they grow back. I've had many lizards, many iguanas. They break a tail, they grow it back. So once I got them, I was thinking, all right, find a spot to break it. And then I'm like, oh, I don't feel right. What if I break it in the wrong spot? So I'm looking up on the internet, how do you do this? And they say all sorts of pictures. And so I went behind the spot where they say to cut it. And many times I just couldn't do it. I just did not feel right. It hurt me. It made me feel messed up. I did not like it, but I promised somebody to have some for them the next day. Also, let them give it a try. And so what I did is tied a string around the spot so I can focus on that line. Tied it really tight, hoping maybe he'd just run and release his tail. He never did. So I sharpened up a knife and cut the tail. And I, after that, put some peroxide on his tail, hope it'll heal up. He bled out a lot, and it finally stopped bleeding. And then he got up into a tree, and he hung there overnight. And I'm like, all right, good. He had enough energy to get up in the tree. Everything's gonna be okay, like normal. Well, next day, come out, look up in the tree. I don't see him in the tree. I look down, and yes, he died. I felt awful. Felt awful when I cut it. Felt awful when I did that. And the one thing I did gain from this, although it hurt me, I didn't like what I did. I didn't like the fact that I actually thought it would be okay to do that. But it did get me back to where I wanted to be, and my main focus is to get back into the mentality that I had when I was a kid, and that was to be, I don't think I'm ever going to be innocent because of the wrongdoings that I've done, we've all done, in our lives, and but I've really, my whole life has tried to focus on doing the right thing. And once in a while, you lose your way. And I lost my way for a long time. And this morning, when I found that iguana dead, I found my way again. It's kind of strange that it would take something like that to make you find your way. But so be it. It did. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to, I still feel awful about what I did. It was wrong in so many ways. Not illegal, because they're not supposed to be here in Florida, and that's what they say, kill them, and if you can, eat them. Well, I didn't kill him, although I guess, man, if it was a human, you'd call it manslaughter or something. I don't know what you want to call it, but he died after the next day. So yeah, I guess I did kill him. And do I feel good about it at all? Not at all. Like I said, I feel freaking awful. But the point is, I found my way, and that one iguana, was a sacrifice for everything else out there now, because I know what I need to do. And it's a big picture. It's a big picture. And my focus is going to be to make people change their way of thinking in many different ways. I'm not going to be like a snowflake out there and protest everything and stand in the middle of the road and get my ass run over. But I do know one thing, is that I want to focus on, one thing all this revolves around is me, my son, and my fiance. And how can we focus on, staying on the right path and doing the right thing is simple. Is to surround yourself by nothing but that. Start a career over nothing but that. And I know what people are going to do. And that's why you're not going to see a comment section for this video, because I don't want to hear anything anybody has to say. You're going to dig. You're going to find out information about me. You're going to find out about my past. You're going to dig, and you're going to do like what every nasty, rotten human being does. Try to find the bad in a person instead of trying to find the good in a person. And you're going to find it. You're going to find my past. You're going to find the things I did wrong. It's all documented out there. It's all out there, just like your past is too. And if you don't have a documented past, it's just because you got away with it. And I learned from what I've done wrong. And I've learned a lot from what other people have done wrong. I've strived to be a better parent than my parents. And I succeeded. And everything I strive to do, I've succeeded. So, who's to say that anything is going to get in my way of succeeding with changing the way people think? I can't change everybody in the world at one time, but that one person can go out and change 2 people. And those 2 people can go out and change 4. And those 4 can go out and change 8, and 8 to 16, and 16 to 32, and 32 to 64. You know what I'm saying? It can keep going on and on. And before you know it, you got 128 people out there that think just like you do. And then that's where you start really seeing the big numbers. Is that 128 is going to turn to... I can't even think right now. But I can't add right now. I'm tired. I'm driving. So anywho, you get my point. And I want to stay focused on being that good person. And I'm going to make a GoFundMe page describing everything I could possibly think of, and day by day, the more I think about, I'm going to go in and edit it. I'm going to start a group on Facebook, or change one of my old ones, which probably is going to tick a bunch of people off. Wah, 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 I don't care. All I want to do is what is best for me, my son, my fiance, my sister, her daughter, her son, her husband, anybody in my family that has a positive impact on me. And I want to change everybody in this world that has a negative impact on everything, such as the earth. That's number 1 right there. Number 2 would be every innocent living creature and thing, whether it be plants, Every species of animal, reptile, amphibian, fish, they all have a purpose. Am I going to try to turn animals into vegans? I don't know. If that can make a dog live longer, the dog's expectancy is, 12 to 20 years if you're lucky? We can make them live to 100 years. God, I would love to have my dog around. I would love to have my dog around that much longer. Freaking most awesome dog ever. And, so you get my point. If you think my intentions are not legit, then go ahead and fight me on it. Go ahead and try to expose whatever you think you're going to expose and turn over whatever you think you're going to turn over. Because you're not going to find anything but my past. And that is my past. And what I'm focusing on is right now and tomorrow and every day after that. And that's all you should be focusing on. So when I get this GoFundMe or You Cared page going, which I'm going to focus on, the cheapest one or one that doesn't take any money out of it. Once I get that going, I suggest you donate. What I'm going to start off with is, once I get enough money to have the property that I want to buy and build a little house on it and then turn it into what I want to, I'm going to focus on rescues and finding homes for them. And little by little, it's going to grow, and I want other people to live there too. Homeless people so they have a focus and they don't have to stand in the middle of the street to beg for food and do drugs and all they're doing is going backwards in life. I'm going to help handicap people out. Every aspect, every one I could possibly get involved with this. But I want like-minded people working with me. And yes, there's going to be extreme vetting. So yeah, I'm going to make sure that, these people aren't out there just to make money. That is just going to be the bonus part of it for them, because everybody's got to make a living in order to keep doing what they're doing. And of course, I don't want to work another job if I am focusing on one thing. I want to make sure that I make this project successful. Alongside of helping rescues, and I mean not just cats and dogs, I mean iguanas and snakes and birds and fish and whatever it may be. I know I can't operate everything in one spot, but my big picture is just like that Wawa gas station. God, everywhere you go, they're popping up everywhere. At one time, where the heck did they get all this money to do all this? And obviously the person behind the Wawa gas station, anybody that's into oil, into stealing and using our resources instead of trying to find a renewable resource that doesn't hurt our environment, of course they have negative effects on everything, and most of their intentions aren't good other than making money for themselves and their family and maybe building a future for their children, which that's all great, but I want a better future for my kid. I want a future that he can be proud of and also his kids can be proud of. And, along with all the rescues, I want to get rid of this cat problem we have here. Sounds kind of weird after me trying to rescue and find homes for animals and different and that, and that's what I want to do too. I love cats. Most of them, sometimes they're the most evilest freaking creature ever. But we have a problem here in Florida. We have a problem in South Carolina. We got a problem everywhere in the United States. But this cat problem here is out of control. For one thing, I want to focus on. First thing is passing a law to make sure that cat owners have to keep their cats inside. You let them outside, they got to be on a leash. I know cats are hard-headed and they don't like leashes. They're going to throw a fit. They're not going to like it. Wah. They got to get used to it. Either you responsible pet owner or you don't have a pet at all. Focus on that. And then all the strays that are out there in the wild, focus on getting every damn one of them fixed so they cannot keep breeding. and focus on laws that penalize people that let their cats go if they get caught. And focus on bringing Florida back to its natural state. And as I'm doing that, if I find a way to make this project grow big enough, I want to focus on even something bigger, the whole United States. If I get that big, then I am focusing on every damn country in the world, and not just animals, not just people in general. I want to focus on helping bullied kids. I want to focus on making sure every single person in our government is completely transparent, and that there's no way that they can let their minds become corrupt. For instance, Donald Trump. Right now, he is the man that we need in that White House, regardless of his immoral decisions, regardless of how screwed up he can be sometimes. There is some good in him. And also, there is some good in his kids. But also, I see a very dark side on them, too, because he did lie to us. He kept, one thing we didn't know until he was elected is that he owned all these oil companies, and he owned businesses in Saudi Arabia. And after recently finding out about the 9/11 being more than just a conspiracy theory, it actually was an inside job now. We have proof of it. Why do we want to deal with Saudi Arabia? Of course, because we don't have our own. We're not relying on our own oil anymore yet. We're relying on their sources of energy, and until we can be reliant on our own, we got to use them. And yes, he has businesses there, so he can't stop traveling, incoming and outgoing of Saudi Arabia. And I'm sure there's a lot of good people that live there too, just like there are here, and there are bad apples everywhere. But I'm getting off focus here. But even Donald Trump can change. Right now, we're facing a lot of evil in this world. We need somebody tough. And as much as he might have a little hidden agenda, I do believe he is focused on one thing: making America great again, and putting Americans first. And that's his main goal. That's his whole core foundation for everything. And that's, I guess, the way it should be for right now. But we do also need to pay close attention to him and keep him honest, just like everybody should keep everybody honest out there and call everybody out on whatever crap they're doing. And little me can't change the world all by myself, but little old me can change more than a handful of people, and that handful of people can change a few handfuls of people, and it, little by little, we'll have nothing but good people, and the people that don't want to change, that haven't changed, eventually will die off. And there you have it. This is my first video. Almost back to work. Got to finish up, and once I finish up, I'm going to start everything I told you I was going to start, and little by little. Bye.